I didn't care more than words can say, if I didn't care, would I feel this way? If this isn't love, then why do I thrill? And what makes my head go round and round while my heart stands?
Mr. Dufresne, describe the confrontation you had with your wife the night that she was murdered.
It was very bitter. She said she wanted a divorce in Reno.
What was your response?
I told her I would not grant one.
I'll see you in hell before I see you in Reno. Those were the words you used, Mr. Dufresne, according to the testimony of your neighbors.
I was sobering up. I got back in the car and I drove home to sleep it off. Along the way, I stopped and I threw my gun into the Royal River. I feel I've been very clear on this point.
Well, where I get hazy is where the cleaning woman shows up the following morning and finds your wife in bed with her lover, riddled with .38 caliber bullets. Now, does that strike you as a fantastic coincidence, Mr. Dufresne, or is it just me?
Yes, it does.
Yet you still maintain that you threw your gun into the river before the murders took place. That's very convenient. The police dragged that river for 3 days and nary a gun was found. So there could be no comparison made between your gun and the bullets taken from the blood-stained corpses of the victims. And that also is very convenient.
Since I am innocent of this crime, sir, I find it decidedly inconvenient that the gun was never found.
We have a beautiful young woman and her lover lying dead in each other's arms. They had sinned. But was their crime so great as to merit a death sentence? A revolver holds 6 bullets, not 8. I submit that this was not a hot-blooded crime of passion. That at least could be understood, if not condoned. No. This was revenge of a much more brutal and cold-blooded nature. He fired the gun empty and then stopped to reload so that he could shoot each of them again. An extra bullet per lover, right in the head.
You strike me as a particularly icy and remorseless man, Mr. Dufresne. It chills my blood just to look at you. By the power vested in me by the state of Maine, I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back. 1 for each of your victims. So be it.
Sit. We see by your file you've served 20 years of a life sentence. You feel you've been rehabilitated?
I mean, I learned my lesson. I can honestly say that I'm a changed man. I'm no longer a danger to society. That's God's honest truth.
How'd it go?
Same old shit, different day.
Yeah. And how you feel? I'm up for rejection next week.
Hey, Reg, front me a deck.
Get the fuck out of my face, will you, man? You went to me for 5 packs already.
4.
5.
There must be a con like me in every prison in America. I'm the guy who can get it for you. Damn near anything within reason. Yes, sir, I'm a regular Sears and Roebuck. Andy came to Shawshank Prison in early 1947 for murdering his wife and the fella she was banging.
You speak English, butt steak?
I ain't seen such a sorry-looking heap of maggot shit in all my life.
Hey, bitch, come over here!
Smoke's a coin. Better's choice.
Smoke. Put me down for 2.
All right, who's your horse?
That little sack of shit. 8. 8 from the front. He'll be first.
Oh, bullshit. I'll take that action.
Yeah, me too.
You're out some smoke, son. Let me tell you.
Well, Haywood, you're so smart, you call it.
I'll take the chubby fat ass there, the 5th one from the front. Put me down for quarter deck.
I must admit I didn't think much of Andy the first time I laid eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze would blow him over. That was my first impression of the man.
What do you say, Red?
A tall drink of water with a silver spoon up his ass.
That guy? Never happened.
10 cigarettes.
That's a rich bet.
All right, who's gonna prove me wrong? Haywood? Jigger? Skeets? Floyd? 4 brave souls.
Rule number 1, no blasphemy. I'll not have the Lord's name taken in vain in my prison.
When do we eat? You eat when we say you eat. You shit when we say you shit, and you piss when we say you piss. You got that, you maggot dick motherfucker? On your feet.
I believe in 2 things, discipline and the Bible. Here you'll receive both. Put your trust in the Lord. Your ass belongs to me. Welcome to Shawshank.
The first night's the toughest, no doubt about it.
Upstairs.
They march you in naked as the day you were born. Skin burning and half blind from that delousing shit they throw on you. And when they put you in that cell, when those bars slam home, that's when you know it's for real. Old life blown away in the blink of an eye. Nothing left but all the time in the world to think about it. Most new fish come close to madness the first night. Somebody always breaks down crying. Happens every time. The only question is, who's it gonna be?
I can hear no fish. You wish your daddy dipped your mama.
Piggy, pork. I want me a pork chop. Oh, yes. You. It's gonna be quiz later. Poke your ass out. Give me a first look. Keep it down.
The boys always go fishing with first-timers. And they don't quit till they reel someone in.
Hey, fat ass. Talk to me, boy. I'll introduce you around, make you feel right at home. I know a couple of big old bull queers that just love to make your acquaintance. Especially that big white mushy butt of yours.
God, I don't belong here.
We have a winner!
I want to go home.
And it's fat ass by a nose! Fresh fish! Fresh fish! Fresh fish!
I don't belong here. I want to go home. I want my mother.
I had your mother. She wasn't that great. What the crisis is happy horse shit?
He took the Lord's name in vain. I'm telling the water.
You'll be telling him with my baton up your ass.
You gotta let me out of here.
What is your malfunction, you fat barrel of monkey spunk? I ain't gonna count to 3. I'm not even gonna count to 1. You will shut the fuck up or I'll sing you a lullaby. Son of a bitch. If I hear so much as a mouse fart in here the rest of the night, I swear by God and Sonny Jesus, you will all visit the infirmary. Every last motherfucker in here.
His first night in the joint, Andy Dufresne cost me 2 packs of cigarettes. He never made a sound.
Yeah, that's nice and ripe. Jake says thank you. Oh, no, here he comes.
Morning, fellas. Fine morning, isn't it? Come on, set them down. I want them all lined up here, just like a pretty little chorus line. Stand the sky. Oh, Lord. Yes. Richmond, Virginia.
Smell my ass.
After he smells mine. Gee, Red, that's a terrible shame about your horse coming in last and all. Boy, I sure do love that winning horse of mine, though. I believe I owe that boy a great big sloppy kiss when I see him.
Why don't you give him some of his cigarettes instead? Like fuck.
Anybody come at you yet? Anybody get to you yet? Hey. Hard to get. I like that.
It wasn't until a month went by that he finally opened his mouth to say more than 2 words to somebody. As it turned out, that somebody was me.
Wife-killing banker.
I understand you're a man that knows how to get things.
I'm known to locate certain things from time to time.
I'm a rock hound. At least I was in my old life. I'd like to be again on a limited basis.
Or maybe you'd like to sink your toe into somebody's skull.
No, sir. No, I have no enemies here.
No? Wait a while. Word gets around. Sisters have taken quite a liking to you.
Don't suppose it would help any if I explained to them I'm not homosexual.
Neither are they. They have to be human first. They don't qualify. Bull queers take by force. It's all they want or understand. But if I were you, I'd grow eyes in the back of my head.
Thanks for the advice.
Well, that's free. This is a specialty item. Risk goes up, price goes up. Let's make it an even $10.
10 it is.
If they do catch you with it, you don't know me. You mention my name, we'd never do business again. Not for shoelaces or a stick of gum. Now, you got that?
I understand. Thank you, Mr.
Red. Name's Red.
Red. Why do they call you that?
Maybe it's because I'm Irish.
I could see why some of the boys took him for snobby. He had a quiet way about him. A walk and a talk that just wasn't normal around here. He strolled like a man in a park without a care or a worry in the world. Like he had on an invisible coat that would shield him from this place. Yeah, I think it would be fair to say I liked Andy from the start.
Get this in your eyes, it blinds you.
Honey. Hush.
That's it. You fight. Better that way.
I wish I could tell you that Andy fought the good fight and the sisters let him be. I wish I could tell you that, but prison is no fairy tale world. He never said who did it, but we all knew. Things went on like that for a while. Prison life consists of routine, and then more routine. I do believe those first 2 years were the worst for him. And I also believe if things had gone on that way, this place would have got the best of him.
So this big shot lawyer calls me long distance from Texas. I say, yeah? He says, sorry to inform you, but your brother just died.
Oh, damn, Byron, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not. He was an asshole. Ran off years ago. Figured him for dead anyway. So anyway, this lawyer fella says to me, your brother died a rich man. Oil wells and shit. Close to $1 million.
$1 million?
Yeah. Fucking incredible how lucky some assholes get.
Jeez Louise, you gonna see any of that?
35,000. That's what he left me.
Dollars?
Yep.
Holy shit, that's great. That's like winning the sweepstakes. Isn't it?
Dumb shit. What do you think the government's gonna do to me? Take a big wet bite out of my ass is what?
Poor Barry. Terrible fucking luck, huh?
Crying shame. Some people really got it awful. Andy, you nuts. Keep your eyes on your mark, man. Andy.
Maybe enough to buy a new car, and then what? I gotta pay tax on the car. Repair, maintenance, goddamn kids pestering you to take them for a ride all the time? Uncle Sam. He puts his hand in your shirt and squeezes your tit till it's purple. The man never gets a break. That some brother. Shit.
Hey!
Mr. Hadley, do you trust your wife?
Oh, that's funny. You're gonna look funnier sucking my dick with no teeth.
What I mean is, do you think she'd go behind your back, try to hamstring you?
That's it. Step aside, Mert. This fucker's having himself an accident. You're that smart banker what killed his wife, aren't you? Why should I believe a smart banker like you? So I can end up in here with you? Fucking A, I don't need no smart wife-killing banker to tell me where the bear's shitting the buckwheat.
Of course not. But you do need someone to set up the tax-free gift for you. And that'll cost you. A lawyer, for example.
Bunch of ball-washing bastards.
Right. You get the forms, I'll prepare them for you. Nearly free of charge. I'd only ask 3 beers apiece for each of my co-workers.
Co-workers, get him. That's rich, ain't it?
I think a man working outdoors feels more like a man if you can have a bottle of suds. It's only my opinion. Sir.
What are you Jimmy staring at? Back to work!
Let's go, work!
And that's how it came to pass, that on the second to last day of the job, the convict crew that tarred the plate factory roof in the spring of '49 wound up sitting in a row at 10 o'clock in the morning, drinking icy cold Bohemia-style beer, courtesy of the hardest screw that ever walked a turn at Shawshank State Prison.
Drink up while it's cold, ladies.
The colossal prick even managed to sound magnanimous. We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men. Hell, we could have been tarring the roof of one of our own houses. We were the lords of all creation. As for Andy, he spent that break hunkered in the shade, a strange little smile on his face, watching us drink his beer.
Chess. And there's a game of kings.
What?
Civilized, strategic.
And a total fucking mystery. I hate it.
Well, maybe you let me teach you someday.
And we getting to be kind of friends, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess. What are you in for?
Murder. Same as you.
Innocent?
Only guilty man in Shawshank.
Where's the canary? How did you know? How did I know what? So you don't know. Come. This is where the canary is, Johnny. Quite a surprise to hear a woman singing in my house, eh, Johnny? That's quite a surprise.
Red. Wait. Here she comes. This is the part I really like, just when she does that shit with her hair.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've seen it 3 times this month.
Gilda, are you decent?
Me?
God, I love it.
I understand you're a man that knows how to get things.
Yeah, I'm known to locate certain things from time to time. What do you want?
Rita Hayworth.
What?
Can you get her?
So this is Johnny Farrell. I've heard a lot about you, Johnny Farrell.
Really? Take a few weeks.
Weeks?
Well, yeah, Andy. I don't have her stuff down in front of my pants right now, I'm sorry to say. But I'll get her. Relax.
Take a walk.
I gotta change the rear.
I said fuck off!
Really? What are you supposed to say to the bride?
Ain't you gonna scream?
Good luck.
Let's get this over with.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. My husband tells me you're a great believer.
Broke my fucking nose!
Now, I'm gonna open my fly, and you're gonna swallow what I give you to swallow. And when you swallow mine, you're gonna swallow Rooster's. You done broke his nose. I think you ought to have something to show for it.
Anything you put in my mouth, you're gonna lose.
No, you can understand. You do that, and I'll put all 8 inches of the steel in your ear.
All right. But you should know that sudden serious brain injury causes the victim to bite down hard. In fact, I hear the bite reflex is so strong, they have to pry the victim's jaws open with a crowbar.
Where do you get this shit?
I read it. You know how to read, you ignorant fuck.
Honey, you shouldn't.
Boggs didn't put anything in Andy's mouth, and neither did his friends. What they did do is beat him within an inch of his life. Andy spent a month in the infirmary. Boggs spent a week in the hole.
Time's up, Boggs.
It's your world, boss.
What?
Where's he going?
Grab his ankles.
Help!
Two things never happened again after that. The sisters never laid a finger on Andy again. And Boggs never walked again. They transferred him to a minimum security hospital upstate. To my knowledge, he lived out the rest of his days drinking his food through a straw. I'm thinking Andy could use a nice welcome back when he gets out of the infirmary.
Sounds good to us. I figure we owe him that much for the beer.
Man likes to play chess. Let's get him some rocks. A horse apple.
Oh, shit.
Oh, horse shit. Petrified.
Okay, look alive. With all tears.
Heads up. Tossing the cells. Heads up. Tossing the cells.
Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh.
Mark 13:35. Always like that one. But I prefer, I'm the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
John chapter 8, verse 12.
I hear you're good with numbers. How nice. Man should have a skill.
It's pretty clean. Some contraband here, but nothing to get in a twist over.
I'd hate to deprive you of this. Salvation lies within.
Yes, sir.
Norton wanted to size Andy up.
Ain't that a kick in the head? Well, I'll give you the dime tour. Easy peasy, Japanese.
So, Mr. Deakins.
And then Andy says, Mr. Deacon, you want your sons to go to Harvard or Yale?
He didn't say that.
God is my witness. And Deacon just blinked for a second, and then he laughed himself silly, and afterwards he actually shook Andy's hand.
My ass.
Shook his hand. I near soiled myself. All Andy needed was a suit and a tie and a little jiggly hula gal on his desk. He would have been Mr. Dufresne, if you please.
Making a few friends, huh, Andy?
I wouldn't say friends. I'm a convicted murderer who provides sound financial planning. It's a wonderful pet to have.
Got you out of the minor, though, didn't it?
I might do more than that. How about expanding the library, get some new books in there?
How do you expect to do that? I'm getting new books in here, Mr. Dufresne, if you please.
Ask the warden for funds.
Son, 6 wardens have been through here in my tenure, and I've learned one immutable, universal truth. Not one of them born whose asshole wouldn't pucker up tighter than a snare drum when you ask him for funds.
Perhaps I could write the state senate and request funds directly from them.
As far as they're concerned, only 3 ways to spend the taxpayers' hard-earned when it comes to prisons. More walls, more bars, more guards.
Still, I'd like to try, with your permission. I'll write a letter a week. They can't ignore me forever.
Sure can.
Yes, sir. Andy was a regular cottage industry.
What the hell's going on?
You tell me. Just 1 second, he's finding out come the knife. Dirty
Brooks, up, bitches. Brooks, we can talk about this, right?
Nothing to talk about, goddammit. It's all talked out.
Brooks, you're not gonna hurt Haywood. We all know that. Even Haywood knows that, right, Haywood?
Sure, I know that, sir.
You know why you're not gonna hurt him? Because he's a friend of yours and because Brooks Hadlin is a reasonable man.
That's right. Is that right, guys?
Yes.
Crazy old fool goddamn near cut my throat.
Oh, shit, Haywood, you've had worse from shaving. What the hell did you do to set him off anyway?
I didn't do nothing. I come in here to say fare thee well.
Man's crazy as a rat in a tin shit house is what.
Oh, hey, well, that's enough out of you.
I heard he had you shitting in your pants.
Fuck you.
Won't you knock it off? Brooks ain't no bug. It's just institutionalized.
Institutionalized my ass.
The man's been in here 50 years, Haywood. 50 years. Outside, he's nothing. Just a used-up con with arthritis in both hands. Probably couldn't get a library card if he tried. You know what I'm trying to say?
Red, I do believe you're talking out of your ass.
You believe whatever you want, Floyd. But I'm telling you, these walls are funny. First you hate them, Then you get used to them. Enough time passes, you get so you depend on them. They send you here for life. That's exactly what they take. Part that counts, anyway.
Maybe I should get me a gun and rob the foodway so they'd send me home. I could shoot the manager while I was at it, sort of like a bonus. I guess I'm too old for that sort of nonsense anymore. I don't like it here. I'm tired of being afraid all the time. I've decided not to stay. I doubt they'll kick up any fuss. Not for an old crook like me.
I doubt they'll kick up any fuss. Not for an old crook like me. P.S. Tell Haywood I'm sorry I put a knife to his throat. No hard feelings, but what's all this?
You tell me, fuckstick, they're all addressed to you.
The library district has generously responded with a charitable donation of used books and sundries. We trust this will fill your needs. We now consider the matter closed. Please stop sending us letters.
Good for you, Andy.
It only took 6 years.
Now, I'm gonna go pinch a loaf. When I come back, this is all gone, all right?
Frayne! You're mine now.
Andy got 2 weeks in the hole for that little stunt.
On your feet.
Hey, look who's here.
Maestro.
Hey. And you couldn't play something good, huh? Hank Williams or something?
They broke the door down before I could take requests.
Was it worth it? 2 weeks in the hall?
Easiest time I ever did.
Oh, shit. There's no such thing as easy time in the hole.
That's right, a week in the hall is like a year. Damn straight.
I have Mr. Mozart to keep me company.
So they let you tote that record player down there, huh?
It was in here. In here.
Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. It's got no use on the inside. You better get used to that idea.
Like Brooks did.
Sit down. It says here that you served 30 years of life sentence. You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Without a doubt. And I can honestly say I'm a changed man. No danger to society here. God's honest truth. 30 years. Jesus, when you say it like that.
You wonder where it went?
And it was as good as his word. In 1959, the state Senate finally clued into the fact they couldn't buy him off with just a $200 check. Appropriations Committee voted an annual payment of $500 just to shut him up. And you'd be amazed how far Andy could stretch it. Soap carving.
Trade skills and hobbies goes under educational. Stack behind you.
Count of Monte Cristo
That's Cristo, you dumb shit.
by Alexandre Dumas. Dumbass.
Dumbass. Dumas. You know what that's about? You'll like it. It's about a prison break.
Well, we ought to file that under educational, too, oughtn't we? By the year Kennedy was shot, Andy had transformed a storage room smelling of rat turds and turpentine into the best prison library in New England.
No free ride, but rather a genuine progressive advance in corrections and rehabilitation. These men can learn the value of an honest day's labor while providing a valuable service to the community and at a bare minimum of expense to Mr. and Mrs. John Q. taxpayer.
Of course, Norton failed to mention to the press that bare minimum of expense is a fairly loose term. There are 100 different ways to skim off the top. And oh my Lord, how the money rolled in.
We're providing a valuable community service here. You be sure and thank Maisie for this fine pie.
And behind every shady deal, behind every dollar earned, there was Andy, keeping the books.
2 suits for dry clean, the bag of whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Tell them they overstarched my shirts again. They're going to hear about it from me. Big charity to do out Portland Way. Governor's going to be there. Want the rest of this? Woman can't bake with shit.
He's got his fingers in a lot of pies from what I hear.
2 years and half of it. He's got scams you haven't even dreamed of. Kickbacks on his kickbacks. It's a river of dirty money running through this place. I channel it, filter it, funnel it. Stocks, securities, tax-free municipals. I send that money out into the real world, and when it comes back...
Clean as a virgin's honey pot, huh?
Cleaner. By the time Norton retires, I'll have made him a millionaire.
You ever catch on, though? He's gonna wind up in here wearing a number himself.
Now, Red, I thought you had a little more faith in me than that.
No, I know you're good, Andy, but all that paper leaves a trail. It's gonna lead to somebody.
Sure it is, but not to me. And certainly not to the Warden. Randall Stevens.
Who?
The silent partner. He's the guilty one, Your Honor. The man with the bank accounts.
But who is he?
He's a phantom, an apparition. Second cousin to Harvey the Rabbit. I conjured him out of thin air. He doesn't exist, except on paper.
Did I say you were good? Shit, you're a Rembrandt.
You know, the funny thing is, on the outside, I was an honest man, straight as an arrow. I had to come to prison to be a crook.
Ah! Money instead of sheets.
Well, I work cheap. That's the trade-off.
Tommy Williams came to Shawshank in 1965 on a 2-year stretch for B&E. That's breaking and entering to you. Cops caught him sneaking TV sets out the back door of a J.C. Penney. Young punk. Mr. Rock and Roll. Cocky as hell.
Hey, come on, old boys! Move it like molasses! Making me look bad!
We liked him immediately.
Perhaps it's time you tried a new profession. What I mean is, you don't seem to be a very good thief. Maybe you should try something else.
Yeah, well, what the hell you know about it, Capone?
Something lit a fire under that boy's ass.
Just thinking maybe trying for my high school equivalency here. You helped a couple fellows with that.
I don't waste time on losers, Tommy.
I ain't no goddamn loser.
You mean that?
Yeah.
You really mean that?
Yes, sir. I do.
Good. Because if we do this, we do it all the way. 100%. Nothing half-assed.
Thing is, see, don't read so good.
Well, you don't read so well. We'll get to that.
Boy found brains he never knew he had. Andy started him on his course requirements. He really liked the kid. Gave him a thrill to help a youngster crawl off the shit heap. But that wasn't the only reason. Prison time is slow time. Now he needed a new project. Tommy was it.
Well?
Well, it's for shit. Wasted a whole fucking year of my time with this bullshit.
It's probably not as bad as you think.
Yeah, it's worse. I didn't get a fucking thing right. Might as well have been in Chinese.
Let's see how the score comes out.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how the goddamn score comes out. 2 points right there. There's your goddamn score. Goddamn cats crawling up trees. 5 times 5 is 25. Fuck this place! Fuck it! Smart fella, ain't he?
Smart as they come. Used to be a banker on the outside.
What's he in here for, anyway?
Murder.
the hell you say?
You wouldn't think it to look at the guy. Caught his wife in bed with some golf pro. Greased them both. What?
About 4 years ago, I was in Thomaston on a 2 to 3 stretch. Stole a car. It was a dumb fuck thing to do. About 6 months left to go. Get a new cellmate in. Elmo Blatch. Big, twitchy fucker. Kind of roomy you pray you don't get. You know what I'm saying? 6 to 12, armed burglary. Said he pulled hundreds of jobs. Hard to believe how strung as he was. He'd cut a loud fart. He'd jump 3 feet in the air. Talked all the time, too. That's the other thing. He never shut up. Places he'd been, jobs he pulled, women he fucked, even people he killed. People gave him shit. That's how he put it. So, one night, like a joke, I say to him, yeah, Elmo, who'd you kill? So he says,
I got me this job one time, bussing tables at a country club, so I could case all these big, rich pricks that come in. So I pick out this guy, go in one night, and do his place. He wakes up, gives me shit. So I killed him. Him and this tasty bitch he was with. And that's the best part. She's fucking this prick, see, this golf pro, but she's married to some other guy. Some hotshot banker. And he's the one they pinned it on.
I have to say, that's the most amazing story I ever heard. What amazes me most is you were taken in by it. You think he'd just fall to his knees and cry, yes, I did it, I confess. Oh, and by the way, add a life term to my sentence.
How can you be so obtuse?
What did you call me?
Obtuse? Is it deliberate?
Son, you're forgetting yourself. This meeting is over.
Sir, if I were to ever get out, I would never mention what goes on in here. I'd be just as indictable as you for laundering that money.
Don't you ever mention money to me again, you sorry son of a bitch. Not in this office, not anywhere. Get in here.
It's my life, don't you understand? It's my life!
Get him out. Get him
It's
out!
my life!
A month in the hole. It's the longest damn stretch I ever heard of.
It's all my fault.
Oh, bullshit. You didn't pull the trigger, and you certainly didn't convict him.
Well, are you saying that Andy is innocent? I mean, for real innocent?
Yeah. Well, it looks that way.
Sweet Jesus.
Board of Education.
Son of a bitch mailed it.
Like you did. You're gonna open it, you're gonna stand there with your thumb up your butt.
Thumb up my butt sounds better.
It's loose. It's red. Come on, will you throw that away, please?
Well, shit.
Out here?
That's what the man said.
We got a situation here. I think you can appreciate that. I tell you, son, this thing really came along and knocked my wind out. It's got me up nights. That's the truth. The right thing to do. Sometimes it's hard to know what that is. You understand? Would you be willing to swear before a judge and jury, having placed your hand on the good book and taken an oath before Almighty God himself?
Just give me that chance.
That's what I thought. I'm sure by now you've heard. Terrible thing. A man that young, less than a year to go, trying to escape. Broke Captain Hadley's heart to shoot him. Truly it did.
Everything stops. Get someone else to run your scams.
Nothing stops. Nothing. Or you will do the hardest time there is. No more protection from the guards. I'll pull you out of that one bunk Hilton and cast you down with the sodomites. You'll think you've been fucked by a train. And the library? Gone. Sealed off, brick by brick. We'll have us a little book barbecue in the yard. They'll see the flames for miles. We'll dance around it like wild Indians. You understand me? You catching my drift? Where am I being obtuse?
My wife used to say I'm a hard man to know. Like a closed book. Complained about it all the time. She was beautiful. I killed her, Red. I didn't pull the trigger. I drove her away.
That don't make you a murderer. Bad husband, maybe. Feel bad about it if you want to, but you didn't pull the trigger.
And I wound up in here. Bad luck, I guess. Floats around. It's gotta land on somebody. It was my turn, that's all. I was in the path of the tornado. I just didn't expect that the storm would last as long as it has. You think you'll ever get out of here?
One day, when I got a long white beard and 2 or 3 marbles rolling around upstairs, they let me out.
I'll tell you where I'd go. To Watanabe.
So, what?
A little place on the Pacific Ocean. You know what the Mexicans say about the Pacific?
No.
They say it has no memory.
Say what, Taneo?
In a place like that, I could use a man that knows how to get things.
Outside, all you need is the yellow pages. Hell, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Pacific Ocean? Shit. About to scare me to death, something that big. I'm an institutional man now. It's like Brooks was.
Wow, you underestimate yourself.
I don't think you ought to be doing this to yourself, Andy. This is just shitty pipe dreams. I mean, Mexico is way the hell down there, and you're in here, and that's the way it is.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying. If you ever get out of here, do me a favor.
Anything.
There's a big hayfield up near Buxton. It's got a long rock wall with a big oak tree at the north end. It's like something out of a Robert Frost poem. It's where I asked my wife to marry me. We went there for a picnic and made love under that oak. And at the base of that wall, you'll find a rock that has no earthly business in a Maine hayfield.
No, I'm telling you, the guy's talking funny. I'm really worried about him.
You gotta keep an eye on him. That's fine during the day, but at night he's got that cell all to himself.
Oh, Lord. He asked me for a length of rope.
Rope?
6 feet long.
Every man has his breaking point.
Lickety split. Want to get home. Get my stuff down to the laundry. And shine my shoes. I want them looking like mirrors.
Yes, sir.
It's good having you back, Andy.
I've had some long nights in stir. Alone in the dark with nothing but your thoughts, time can draw out like a blade. That was the longest night of my life.
Dufresne! Get your ass out here, boy. You're holding up the show.
Don't make me come down there, I'll thump your skull for you. Damn it, Dufresne, you're putting me behind. I got a schedule to keep. You better be sick or dead in there, I shit you not. You hear me?
Oh, my holy God.
Start with that friend of his.
Who?
Him. What do you mean he just wasn't here? Don't say that to me, Hay. Don't say that to me again.
But, sir, he wasn't.
I can see that, Hay. Think I'm blind? Is that what you're saying? Am I blind, Hay?
No, sir.
What about you? You blind? Stands to reason he'd still be here in the morning. I want him found. Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now.
Stand.
Well?
Well, what?
I see you two all the time. You're thick as thieves, you are. He must have said something.
Also, Warden. Not a word.
Lord, it's a miracle! Man up and vanished like a fart in the wind. Nothing left but some damn rocks on the windowsill. And that cupcake on the wall. Let's ask her. Maybe she knows. What say there, Fuzzy Britches? Feel like talking? Ah, guess not. Why should she be any different? This is a conspiracy. That's what this is. One big damn conspiracy! And everyone's in on it! Including her.
In 1966, Andy Dufresne escaped from Shawshank Prison. All they found of him was a muddy set of prison clothes, a bar of soap, and an old rock hammer, damn near worn down to the nub. I remember thinking it would take a man 600 years to tunnel through the wall with it. Old Andy did it in less than 20. An ice age here, million years of mountain building there. Geology is the study of pressure and time. That's all it takes, really. Pressure and time. That and a big goddamn poster. Andy crawled to freedom through 500 yards of shit-smelling foulness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to. That's the length of 5 football fields. Just shy of half a mile. The next morning, right about the time Raquel was spilling her little secret, a man nobody ever laid eyes on before strolled into the Maine National Bank. Until that moment, he didn't exist, except on paper. All told, he blew town with better than $370,000 of Warden Norton's money. Severance pay for 19 years. I wasn't there to see it, but I hear Byron Hadley started sobbing like a little girl when they took him away. Norton had no intention of going that quietly. I like to think the last thing that went through his head, other than that bullet, was to wonder how the hell Andy Dufresne ever got the best of him. Andy Dufresne, who crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side. Andy Dufresne, headed for the Pacific. Sometimes it makes me sad, though, Andy being gone. I have to remind myself that some birds aren't meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright. And when they fly away, the part of you that knows it was a sin to lock them up does rejoice. But still, the place you live in is that much more drab and empty that they're gone. I guess I just miss my friend.
Please sit down.
Your files say you've served 40 years of a life sentence. You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Rehabilitated? Well, now, let me see. You know, I don't have any idea what that means.
Well, it means you're ready to rejoin society.
I know what you think it means, Sonny. To me, it's just a made-up word. A politician's word, so that young fellas like yourself can wear a suit and a tie and have a job. What do you really want to know? Am I sorry for what I did?
Well, I am.
There's not a day goes by I don't feel regret. Not because I'm in here, because you think I should. I look back on the way I was then. A young, stupid kid who committed that terrible crime. I want to talk to him. I want to try to talk some sense to him. Tell him the way things are. But I can't. That kid's long gone, and this old man is all that's left. I gotta live with that. Rehabilitated is just a bullshit word. So you go on and stamp your form, Sonny, and stop wasting my time. Because to tell you the truth, I don't give a shit.
Restroom break, boss?
You don't need to ask me every time you need to go take a piss. Just go, understand?
40 years I've been asking permission to piss. I can't squeeze a drop without say-so. There's a harsh truth to face. No way I'm gonna make it on the outside. Terrible thing to live in fear. Brooks Hadlin knew it all too well. All I want is to be back where things make sense, where I won't have to be afraid all the time. Only one thing stops me. A promise I made to Andy.
Dear Red, if you're reading this, you've gotten out. And if you've come this far, maybe you're willing to come a little further. You remember the name of the town, don't you?
Zihuatanejo.
I could use a good man to help me get my project on wheels. I'll keep an eye out for you, and the chessboard ready. Remember, Red, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I will be hoping that this letter finds you, and finds you well. Your friend, Andy.
Get busy living, or get busy dying. That's goddamn right. For the second time in my life, I'm guilty of committing a crime. Parole violation. Of course, I doubt they'll toss up any roadblocks for that. Not for an old crook like me. I find I'm so excited I can barely sit still or hold a thought in my head. I think it's the excitement only a free man can feel. A free man at the start of a long journey whose conclusion is uncertain. I hope I can make it across the border. I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams.